Hey everyone, it's your girl T.U.O. I'm coming back with another happy sex. What? Hey guys, it's your girl T.U.O. I'm coming back with another happy Sunday. I just wanted to come to you guys. I wanted to come to you guys yesterday, but um, yesterday was the 4th of July. It was a lot of fireworks going on, which was amazing. I went outside and enjoyed some of the fireworks that was going on. Um, I definitely let me think. I definitely um how can I put it? I was intending on going to the beach, but for one, I had to do my hair, which is coming a long ways. It's actually past my bag. It's past my shoulder. I don't know. Let's see it, but it's coming a long ways. Okay, I gotta trim my ends or whatever. So my hair was wet. I had to wash it and everything, and by the time I finished, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. So I decided to just stay home, enjoy the fireworks, and I was kind of glad that I did because it's not a hassle or anything like that. I wouldn't say necessarily it's a hassle. It's just the fact that that sorry, I'm thinking. I don't think I would have got the same experience at the park that I did um at home. And I was able to be in the comfort of my home, not worry about traveling. I was kind of worried. I'm a worry wonder about the safety. You know what? Speaking of safety, I was watching the news. I when I turn on some of the streams that I usually watch, sometimes the news pop up. I have it set on the news, and so I hear some things that's going on in the news. And they were saying that since the World Cup was going on, that it's been quote unquote safer. Well, no, they said it's been convenient and inexpensive, but they also need to work on the safety measures as well. And I was just thinking, for one, are you guys doing all this because of the World Cup? And I understand that that's income for our state and everything, but what about the people who actually live here? You should also consider that as well because this is a once in a while type of event, and the people who live here, who pay taxes here, also deserve to feel safe, have inexpensive travel and convenience. That's just was my thought process when I heard it, but I just was glad because I was kind of worried about going all the way to the beach and then coming back late because I was intending on going and then coming back like at 12 or something. And what I usually do is I'll drive my car halfway and take the train the rest of the way so I don't have to worry about expensive parking. Um, and usually at that point, it's not that many people, but it was the 4th of July, so I didn't know really what to expect. And I just decided not to go. Just a long story short. And I was glad I didn't because the kids, they were doing fireworks. I gave them one that I've been holding for a year or whatever, and they really enjoyed that. They were popping it left to right, and I really enjoyed. People were popping in the parking lot and stuff, and across the street. It was everywhere, so I got to get a 360 of the fireworks. Um, you guys, if you don't know, I don't really celebrate any holidays or anything like that. Um, I don't know what happened to me. Either I'm stressing or I got bit. But I really don't celebrate any holidays, which is really good for me because I don't have to. Like when I plan things, it's really difficult for me because I like things a certain way. I try not to be a perfectionist. I'm not a perfectionist, but I try not to as well because I do want things a certain way. Um, but I don't like really planning things. Like I said, I wanted to go to the beach yesterday, but thank God I didn't plan it and everything. Have plans with other people because it didn't it didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen. It didn't work out the way I wanted it to work out. Um, it didn't work out the way I wanted it. Sorry, my charger. So I was able to just not go, and so I didn't go. But I have had like a couple events that I had planned, and some people didn't show up or whatever. But the main people that I did want to show up showed up. Now, speaking of that event, right? I was invited to an event this year, and y'all tell me, correct me if I'm wrong. When you guys, I don't know if you guys have family reunions. I really don't hear about family reunions nowadays, but when you do have family reunions, isn't it like planned ahead of time? Like 6 months in advance or to a year? Like, we're going to have our family reunion every 3 years or something? Like, what my family keep doing is like it's spontaneous. It's just out of nowhere. And I'm just like, well, I won't be attending if it's just going to be out of nowhere. And so my family was sending me a flyer or something, and then they were like, in addition to you coming to to the family event, how about you also bring my baby a gift and and or donate something like that. I was like, I'm not doing that. Because I'm just like, first of all, it's a lot of things as to why I wouldn't be doing that, and so I'm just like, sorry. What I'm not gonna do is I don't even really want to get into it, but I do want to hear you guys' opinion as far as if you have family reunions, is it scheduled ahead of time? Because I continue to get last minute invites and stuff, and I'm just like, am I an afterthought or something? And I'm just standing my ground on, well, I won't be attending any events that I find out 2 weeks before or something like that. That's just inappropriate to me, because I would like to plan so that I can have my own room, my own rental vehicle, plan to drive or anything like that. Plan to go to certain, what do you call it? Like, not stomping grounds, but certain um, tourist destinations and stuff. Plan dinners and things like that. And it's just like, how can I do that when I'm getting a 2 weeks notice in advance? And other people are getting like a month in advance notice. So, anyways, so that's one thing that I wanted to bring up with you guys. Now, I do want to retract something that I said. I did do a video a while back about Jersey Shore, right? Now, my thing with Jersey Shore, I said that I like Angelina. By the end of it, after I finished watching it, I did not like Angelina. I felt like she was causing drama just to have something interesting going on with their show. I do feel like she carried the show. I think that the only reason why the show was even continuing was because of the drama that everyone had with her. I do like how Lauren handled Angelina. Um, but at the end of the day, I do want to retract the fact that Angelina was the problem in all her relationships with everyone. So I do want to apologize. Do I still feel like the girls were being girls? Yes. Do I still feel like they tried to exclude her on a lot of things? Yes. But I do also understand why they were doing that. I do like the fact that Jenny and Ronnie confronted her alone and said, "Hey, if you can't get your attitudes together, then you can just leave the show." Um, and from there, everything went smoothly a little bit. There wasn't really a hiccup. I am glad that it's going to be the last season series, or the last season for the series, um, because it's a redundant show. Like what I thought it was, I thought they were visiting certain locations, doing certain events. That's what I thought before I actually really watched the whole series. But it wasn't really like that. So that's really what I wanted to say about that. Now, I do want to get into something. Hold on one second. Okay. Something that I want to get into is the Michael Jackson thing. For one, I really hate that you guys are making is his name Taj? Like really popular or something. I think it's really offensive. The video that the movie that's done about Michael Jackson was really offensive to me. His head is. I don't really want to talk about this person's feature. I just don't think that he resembled Michael Jackson in any way. Um, his portrayal of Michael Jackson wasn't the best for me. My other thing is, are they going to touch on Michael's drug addiction? Now, I am a big fan of Michael Jackson personally. And it really, as a grown adult, as an adolescent, as an adolescent child and teenager and young adult, of course, I was in denial about certain things. But one thing as a grown woman I can admit is that Michael Jackson was a drug addict. Can we be real about that? Can we be real about that? Michael was a drug addict. And I hate to say it, but that's the truth. And if no one's going to be honest about that, then can you really say you're a fan? And I'm wondering this part two that they're going to do on Michael's life, are they going to touch on the fact that Michael was a drug addict? He showed up to his honorary award ceremony high. And it kills me to say that, but that was the truth. You know, I don't believe any of the allegations against him as far as molestation, but we can clearly see and from um, from his ultimate death, we know that he struggled with prescription drugs, and I understand he may have been in chronic pain, but the drugs that he was taking, I don't believe were pain medication. Um, I'm gonna look it up real fast. I'm gonna try to, guys. But propofol, I don't even know how to spell that. Does anybody know how to spell propofol? Okay, thank God they knew what I was talking about. So it's like anesthesia. Um, uses like critical ill patients. ICU. So like for hospital uh treatment, surgery, or um injuries. Um, I understand Michael was an artist in that he performed, so he may have some chronic ailments, some what do you call it? What do you call this? Arthritis, and just aging with that performance. We see that with your favorite B, and with age comes stiffness, right? And so, but I don't believe that the medications he was taking was necessarily regarding pain. I believe he was abusing it. I believe that he was abusing it after the Pepsi injury. Um, and they did an episode on Michael and his autopsy. I believe the show is called Autopsy, and I don't recall. Maybe I'm wrong, but I believe they did an episode. No, they did an episode, but I don't believe they. It's um, I forgot the word. I don't believe that they um stated what kind of medication he was on, whether there were any medications in his system besides propofol, um, or a long time substance, whether his liver was bad or anything like that. Um, and I would have been interested to know, or his medical history as far as his visits to the doctors, the type of prescriptions he was getting. I'm not sure because they did one on him and Bernie Mac, and so I believe Bernie Mac was the one allegedly getting multiple prescriptions from different doctors. But moving on, I just want us to be honest with ourselves. That still could be your fave. That's still my fave. Like he's an amazing artist, performer, and everything. He could never be replaced in my eyes. I would never allow anyone to lie on Michael as far as allegations or anything. I don't know him personally. I don't claim to know him personally, but I'm going to be real with myself and say that he was a drug addict. Michael was a drug addict, and I'm sorry to say it. And I wonder if they're going to touch on that in the movie. They're worried about touching on his allegations. I'm wondering if they're going to talk about something that's serious that that performers really go through. And the reason why I am bringing this up is because I'm watching I'm watching the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I've never watched this show. I decided to watch it because of the I don't know the black lady's name. Let me look up her name. I don't want to disrespect her. Um, of course, Fantasia. Is her name Fantasia on Jamie Foxx show? Fancy, yeah, Fancy. But even then, I didn't watch the show. Um, but it's the new girl, Bazoma. Bazoma. I think they call her Bo. I'm not sure. But I said, well, she's interesting. She's beautiful. I'm going to watch it. But then I said, let me watch it from the beginning. I don't know why I decided to do that. But I ended up watching it from the beginning. And Kim Richards stood out to me. And that's what made me discuss the whole let's be real. She struggled with substance abuse. She claimed, I'm barely on the end of third season. I'm on the last episode. I haven't finished it. No spoilers, please. Don't be a jerk. But she claimed that she had substance abuse with alcohol. Now, I'm familiar with the person that is an alcohol in my life. And I understand alcohol affects people differently. So I don't claim to know everything about everyone or how certain drugs affect everyone, right? However, I'm saying I don't believe that it was alcoholism. I believe that she struggled with abusive prescriptions, allegedly. This is my opinion. It's not fact. I don't know this lady personally, but I believe that she abused prescription drugs. Um, and if it wasn't prescription drugs, I'm with Brandy that it's something stronger. And people in that circle, those people of color, they tend to go to the same color and abuse those things. The fact that she kept going to the bathroom, she slurs her words, and she claims that, oh, I'm taking depressants, which causes me to slur my words. In that, when Paul corroborated or confirmed the type of prescriptions that she stated that she was so-called ingesting would cause her to be drowsy, I think she continued to use that as an excuse. Me personally, because I'm thinking to myself, how can, and I don't know at that time, um, it was like 2011, 2012, 13, going on 13. I don't know what kind of um, body checks they were doing at the airport or anything. TSA, right? I was gonna say TFA. Let's see. So body scans. Let me see. Hold on a second. Because I'm thinking, like, where would she be able to hide drugs? And then also, like, she said when they went to Paris that she was taking those medications. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, um, did she tell the TSA people that she had antidepressants, or do they even allow you to take medications on the on the train? I mean, on the airplane. Now, I've only taken the plane once in my entire life. So I've only been on the plane once, right? And at that time, I was smoking, and I remember I went to go buy some, and I had to throw it away because I couldn't even finish it. I went to Vegas, and it was so hot out there. I couldn't even stand out there. I couldn't do anything. I was dying, and so I had to throw it away. Um, I really haven't smoked since then. Let me see. Did they? So they do allow you to take prescription drugs, and certain drugs are restricted in certain countries. Um, I hate to use that word, smuggle. I mean, I know our technology has gotten advanced, but so yes, a person could absolutely smuggle drugs in 2012. Loopholes, systematic corruptions, um, drugs, cartels, smuggle successfully. And they talking about cartels. We talking about a regular person. So what I'm thinking is with my, what do you call it? My conspiracy theory is that this lady smuggled in her body some type of white powder and she was doing drugs, okay? Allegedly. I don't think if it wasn't prescription drugs, antidepressants, it was definitely that because she was really out of it. And I really feel sorry for her when it comes down to that. Um, some of the other things that concerned me that pissed me off is the fact that Kyle kept coddling her, called her out. I feel like when Kim called Kyle out about stealing her home, Kyle turned the attention around off of her in a negative light onto Kim and saying, "Oh no, you're an alcoholic." And then if anybody else said it, then Kyle got upset about it. But it was like, how can you sit up there and weaponize that against your own sister, and then get mad when other people call it out as well, what they observe? Um, I'm also embarrassed that this is done in my state, in my city. And I'm really embarrassed. I really hate this for for my people. That's another reason why I didn't really watch it. It was really like, I live here. I don't want to, and it's embarrassing. I was like really frustrated. Hi, Vanessa. It was like really embarrassing for me. I was really frustrated with some of the um some of the scenes and things being done, but I'm continuing to watch it. I definitely am Kim. Kim. I am definitely Team Lisa. I was trying to figure out why Lisa left the franchise and solely stuck to her show, and I never did really like her show by herself because she really wasn't involved that much. But I'm happy for her, Lisa. I just wanted to figure out where did that originate from, and so now I'm kind of watching and seeing what's going on, and I totally agree with Lisa. I'm definitely Team Lisa. She is she definitely doesn't have any friends to support her besides Brandy, of course. Excuse me. And I'm really disappointed in Cal. I keep calling her Cal, but Kyle, um, by not defending um, Lisa. I'm annoyed with Kyle because she tends to be self centered, selfish, manipulative. Everything she claimed that Lisa was, I saw that in her. She really tries to portray herself as a good person when in actuality she causes drama. She starts stuff and then hides her hand and be like, "Oh, I didn't do anything." Um, one of the things that one of the things that she did was bring up Adrian in Vegas, and then was like, "I don't understand why we have to keep talking about Adrian. We've talked about it over and over." And I was like, "But you're the one who brought it up." And when people discuss it and be honest about it, or trash talk her, then you're surprised. Why are you talking about someone who most of the people or some of the people don't like, and then surprised when they say something nasty about the person? Don't talk about me when I'm not there, when I'm not present. That's how I personally feel, and I'm pretty sure most people feel that way too because I want to be there to defend myself. Um, I just don't like Cal so far. I don't like her at all. I really wish she would get off the show, but clearly she didn't. And it's a lot of irony. Some of the things that I thought was funny was her name was Allison, I believe, with the psychic Allison. She said, "Oh, she's going to be alone because he's not going to be able to fulfill you emotionally." And it's so funny now that we found out that Kyle and Mauricio are separated. And I looked it up today. They're not legally separated. They're not even divorced yet. They just are separated at will. Um, and the only person who's really thriving is Lisa. And so I'm really happy for Lisa. I really feel sorry for Brandy. I don't understand where that um like self-hate comes from with her. But I think that's the main thing that I wanted to discuss is the fact that that the addiction that Kim is struggling with, in line with the fact that, if we can't be honest with ourselves, well, you guys, I'll say it, I'll keep the attention on you guys. You guys are a bunch of yes men. I really feel sorry for you guys, that you can't be honest with your faves. Um, and that's why I'm like, they're regular people. They're not really anyone to necessarily put on a pedestal. You should treat them just like you would treat any other person. And if you're treating people in a messed up way, then maybe you should evaluate yourself. Um, but I would treat anyone, besides Michael. That will probably be the hardest thing for me to do, is act normal around him. But even then, I probably would try to be normal. If he says, "Do you like this?" I'll be like, "No." Some things you just have to be real with yourself first before you can be real with the outside world. And some of you people are yes men just because of their status. And it's really sad. I really feel sorry for you guys. You guys will do a lot of things for people. Um, so, what was the other thing I wanted to discuss? What was it? Mm-mm-mm-mm. I forgot. And I always do this. I come up here and I get my brain goes blank. Um, I retracted. Drug addiction. It's really a good Sunday. I think I woke up today and the sun was shining. Yesterday was really humid. It was cloudy, humid, but today it was beautiful. The birds were chirping. Like, there's really no complaints. Like, people really should not be angry the day after. I will say this: the whole American 250. I don't know what regular people have to celebrate. We're still struggling, living check by check. I don't know what you guys are celebrating for. If I were you guys, I would be upset. I would be upset that Hi Vanessa, how's your day going? How are you feeling? Are you in the United States or outside of the country? Yeah, I really appreciate you commenting. I really do. Um, but I'm like, we really don't have anything to celebrate because we haven't won anything. What are we celebrating for? What are we the victory? Is it like what are we the victorians of? Like, has minimum wage gone up or something to where we can actually survive on a day-to-day basis? We're sitting up here fighting to make sure that we put people in place to fight for our rights who most likely won't fight for our rights, that we will have to hold accountable, and just a whole bunch of. I found a few gray hairs in my head, and I'm just like, I don't know if I can do this. And I'm so mad at myself because I had the money to leave, and I like I really don't like being here anymore. I don't want to be an American anymore. I really don't want to be an American anymore. I don't want to be here anymore because we're struggling. We don't even have free health care. They're making us sick and then charging us to get better. And the medication is not making us better. So I'm just like, what are we celebrating for? What is this whole celebration? What are you guys celebrating for? What is it? Uh, Let me know. Like, involve me. I want to be included too. Like, what is the celebration for? What are we supposed to be happy about? The one percenters are still one percenters. We're still at the bottom paying for the one percenters. But anywho, I know once I hang up with you guys, I'm gonna remember all the things that I wanted to say. So I guess what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna trim my ends. Um, put my hair in a twist style. Enjoy my Sunday. You know, be excited for tomorrow, another day. What are you guys' plans? What are your plans for the rest of the week? I know some of you guys have to go to work. Some of you guys are going to school. So proud of you. Let me know your plans. Let me know. Do you guys think that Michael was a drug addict? Do you think he was a drug addict? And this is not to slander Michael or to tarnish his reputation. This is just to be real. Can we be real or no? I can see the chat. I see Vanessa. I forgot. How do you do a poll? Can I do a poll? I saw it one time. I forgot how to do it. Do you guys remember how to do a poll? I'm gonna do a poll. Mm-mm-mm-mm. You know what I was thinking too? I was thinking next to Michael, the most famous Jackson is Joe Jackson. That's my opinion. And maybe Janet. Hold on a second. Maybe Janet, but I feel like it's Joe Jackson. He's the next famous person next to Janet. I'm gonna try to do a poll, figure this out. Thank you for the like. That was probably you, huh, Vanessa? Thank you. Um, some of the things that we need to work on though is holding our funds. We gotta hold back our funds and sorry. And oh, here we go. Hmm. No, you can't. You can't vote yourself. This is some bullcrap. But I think that it's important for us to hold our funds until the country does right by us. If the country isn't going to do right by us, then I don't see how we could um, support the country, like be consumers. Um, I definitely respect the fact that we are doing a divestment against Asian communities, or excuse me, not communities, businesses or non-black businesses. I do respect that. And I feel like we can do another support only black business. I'm not even going to speak negativity into it. I'm just going to call it like it is. I believe that we can do that again, open up our own businesses. We just have to have some discipline in ourselves with holding our monies back and investing into the right businesses, especially of our own community, because everyone is doing it. I think the only dismantled community really is the black community, and that's really sad for me. And I wish that we could be better in that. However, um, I won't even say I wish we could. I know that we can be better in that area, that we can do better in that area. We just have to take action. And it's really difficult giving up that comfortability, but I'd rather be uncomfortable for the moment in building up my community rather than being uncomfortable being enslaved again. Let's just be real. I'd rather have that uncomfortability than the latter. Um, oh man, I just had what I wanted to talk about. Um, I was looking over here. I'm sorry, I'm getting so old. I'm getting so old to the point, and I should do a I'm too old. I've noticed that when I walk through a room, I may think of several things, and when I walk through a door, I forget exactly what the hell I was going to do. I really do. It's only so much that I can do a day. It's only so much that I can accomplish in a day. And, my therapist tells me, like, write things down that could be helpful and things like that. And I'm just like, I don't want to. But um, definitely age is really catching up to me. And I really hate that for me. Because I'm like, I'm so close to finishing my prison time that by the time I finish it, I'm gonna have so many gray hairs and be like exhausted and can't do anything else. Because I want to experience the world and life so much. I pray for nothing more than you guys to experience life, travel, communicate. And that's something else that I want to discuss, and is the fact that we need to learn how to build our trust again in our community. um, I feel like we're very distrusting of each other, and I understand that because of so many infiltration and dismantling in our groups and organizations and stuff like that. I get that. However, I feel like there are ways to still go about it to where we can still learn, build that trust up again. And also catch certain perpetrators or whatever, infiltrators. Um, I really hope that you guys do learn how to mesh with one another again and stop harming each other, travel. I remember I went to a concert this year, and two black women who were married approached me and said, "Hey, we go to events all the time. We would love to invite you sometimes, and we do these group events, and we travel or whatever." And I was very discouraged. Um, I don't know if discouraged is the right word, but very down on myself and like, oh, I can't do that. I won't be able to do that. But what they did was they had these events where a group of people would go in, they just would pay a certain amount, a fraction of what the original cost would be, and everybody would go to experience. And I'm pretty sure you guys are aware of that because there have been a few stories where people have done that and it didn't go so well. And so I thought that's pretty cool to do and to get to know new people and experience life. And it also like put a foot forward for me to also like try to get to know people. Um, and yes, they were lesbians, but that didn't necessarily discourage me. What discouraged me is I'm oh my tooth. I'm socially awkward, and so I was like, I'm not gonna fit in. I'm not gonna mesh in. I'm like in my head, and I'm also about compatibility. Um, and I knew that we wouldn't be compatible. So that's kind of the things that I go on. But I'm starting to put myself out there more, starting to initiate conversations, be pleasant, because who I used to be back in the day 2 years ago, probably 3 years ago, I'm gonna just be real. I was a bitch, and because I didn't understand, and I still don't. I don't claim to be the smartest person in the world, but when you don't understand certain words, when you don't comprehend certain discussions and stuff, you kind of get very defensive and lash out a lot. Me personally, that's what it was for me. I found that, oh, I don't understand. Like, what are you saying? Are you being disrespectful towards me? I don't understand the things that's being said to me. You kind of go on a defense, and while the person ultimately is trying to help you or just conversate with you, it's like really nothing to take offense up to. Something that just came to my head is being trusting of men. Like, I remember when I was younger, I used to love to dress up. I used to love to sit in my room, decorate my room, paint my nails, do my hair and stuff. Like, I would take time, not as much time as some other girls who actually got the niche. Is it niche or niche? Of doing their own hair and styling it and stuff and being like really girly girls. I wasn't really a girly girl type of person, but I still took time to try, right? And I found that it's being very discouraging to do that because women are sexualized, they are targeted, they are harassed. Me personally, every time I get dressed, every time I want to look very attractive for myself, I'm not a lesbian or anything like that, so I'm not trying to impress any other women. Of course, I am trying to go fishing, okay? But it's certain type of energy that I do receive from men. Like they'll graze upon you, graze their body up against you and stuff like that. Like that's inappropriate. Like I don't know who told you it was okay, acceptable to graze your body up against mine or try to get a free fill or something. And it kind of discourages women, especially me. I'll just speak for myself. It discourages me to not want to get dressed. It's like you go into this dark place and not feel so good. I know some people are stronger and be like, that won't stop me. And I'm not saying what I'm thinking is I'm not saying that the way you dress causes that type of behavior. It's the individual who's the issue. It's not the person who's dressing a certain way. Now, something that my uncle told me was you you get the treatment that you get based off of how you dress. And I definitely was going to, well, I kind of did. I was like, so are you saying that a woman deserves to be great because she's dressed a certain way? He was like, no, 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 that's not what. He's older. He's old school, 60s baby, 50s baby, and so I wanted to be clear, but I got what he was saying is that if you want to look for a husband, you dress to get a husband. If you want a situation, that's what you guys call it now, situation ship, then you dress to get a situation ship. Now, me, I'm a comfortable person. So what kind of person was I? Like, I tried to wear jeans 2 weeks ago and I couldn't even get them over my butt. I got them past my legs, my thighs. But once it got to that upper thigh, booty area, I was like, nah, this ain't gonna work. And of course, I would like to show off my figure and everything. And I'm working on it. And, you know, I think that's the last thing I'm going to discuss. And then I'm going to go. I talked about it with you guys before. I think that people will try to not only divert you from your goal, but they will try to manipulate you. It's just, not only do I not feel like getting dressed anymore, I don't even want to have sex with anyone. I'm just saying straight up. I don't want to have sex with anyone anymore. I've officially I've officially gotten tired of the same old situation. Um, I'm trying to think, how can I put it? You know, a lot of people, not just my mother, but a lot of people told me, well, my friend especially, he said, once you get tired, you're gonna get tired, and you're gonna stop doing that thing. And the first thing was, I was tired of smoking. And it was definitely because I was going back to school, but I also, once I quit and I start working on me and my interaction with people, because me personally, I feel like when you're high, when you're under the influence, you kind of create you're hallucinating, right? And you create these fake scenarios, and it creates drama. But once I was able to get clear or get out the fog, I was able to have a clear mind, interact, and not formally, but interact cohesively with people. Spend my time and energy on other things besides smoking all day. I've also noticed that a lot of our people have quit smoking and put their energy in other things. Like, I used to spend so much money on weed that now I get to spend my money on something that fulfills me and that lasts longer than marijuana, because marijuana lasts 2 days or something. I spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on it. But what I enjoy the most though is that I've changed a lot. And I just wish that for other people, especially my people. I just hope that we can get away from it. And what I notice more, and it's probably because there's more of them than there are of us now in certain areas, is that they smoke more. Hispanics smoke more than us, and we're kind of getting away from that. And I'm happy about that. I do hope that we start getting involved more with politics and in demanding certain policies and certain laws implemented to protect us. And I get that it can't just be for a certain race. However, I'm sure that we can figure it out to where we benefit. As Kamala Harris stated, that if this is put in place, it definitely will start with us, and then it just goes up. Everyone benefits from it. I'm still sore about the fact that I didn't vote for her, and I feel like that was during the cloudy days. But people will try to divert you from that. I'm trying to figure out how to tell you guys. So, what I used to try to do is I used to try to take it all at once. No pun intended. But I used to try to take it all at once by quit smoking and stop having sex and focus on God and pray and read the Bible weekly. And I understand everybody's not religious or anything, but having that personal goal for yourself, go to school and all these things, I could not manage everything all at once. So what I had to do was I had to take it day by day, one thing at a time. So I believe the first thing that I started with was smoking. And even when I stopped smoking, I didn't just go back into being a Jehovah's Witness or try to go to the meetings weekly. I'm still not there yet. I'm still trying to maintain um, my sobriety. I do drink every once in a while, but drinking is not my thing. Like, that's not, I don't enjoy it like that, like how I enjoy smoking weed. And again, I'm not quitting because I feel like I have a problem. I quit because I wanted to go back to school, and I don't think that helped me. I didn't have a clear mind. Um, and I have a child, and I want to make sure that when he's out the home, then I could just be by myself and do that and not worry about him, right? And some things I also noticed, like I said, I already said it, like when you're under the influence, then you kind of create these scenarios, hallucinations, and your interaction with people is quite different. And so that's so many reasons why I decided that's not what I want to do anymore. And it's been 4 years going on, continuing to 5 years, and I'm really proud of myself. Um, However, the next thing is sex, right? I don't want to get into a situation where I engage in sex and end up um, stumbling backwards to the point where I end up slipping back into substance. Um, if I don't find any effort or commitment in a relationship, then I'm not willing to give it up. I've worked so hard to remain sober for one, for 4 years, and I'm working so hard to remain abstinent. I believe abstinent means like for a religious basis, or is it just like promising yourself that you're not going to have sex? Abstinence. Um, oh, it could also be. It's not just sexual activity. It could be intoxication, substance, or food, um, and so forth and so forth. So I'm not willing to engage in that because I feel like it may cause me to slip back into smoking marijuana. I've worked so hard to remain abstinent and abstinent, excuse me, and I just don't want to do that with anyone. It's no one who makes me feel like that. Like I know the guys that I've been with, they rock my world. You know, you did. You like, like I know those guys really did it for me. However, it doesn't feel good afterwards. It doesn't feel good. And you know what's so funny that I want to add on to the fact that they will cause you to slip. People, period, will cause you to slip backwards. Even family. Um, Whenever so like I'm trying to figure out how to say this. Like I was blessed recently, and I in turn blessed people that were in my life. And my intention was to bless someone who I really love. The person makes fun of me, but like, love, you couldn't have loved me or whatever. Um, but the person is very insecure about their teeth. And I was going to get them braces, but they disrespected me. They left me hanging, and so I decided to get my own self braces, and I paid them off. Like I don't have to do. Sorry, boys are so nasty. Um, I don't have to pay off my braces on a month-to-month basis, you know. And so I'm gonna do a video for like before and after, and like my progress on this whole year at the end of the year. I already told you guys, but I feel so thankful that God has protected me. I low key feel like it's my father who passed away when I was young, also protecting me. Um, but my father, Jehovah God, has protected me through and through. And I've never like I used to be that type of person who would do things for people, buy friends. I've discussed this before, and try to keep people in my life through finance. And I've always been in a situation recently like, no, I'm not doing that. Oh, oh, excuse me. Like, no, I'm not doing that. You know, especially like if it's not a two-way street, I'm not going to do anything for you if it's a one-way street. You know, like I'm reaching out to you all the time or doing you favors all the time, and it's not coming back. Like you put stuff in to get things back. And of course, the mindset is not, oh, I'm going to do this. So then when I ask you, then you can do this for me. It's never, I used to be like that, but it's not like that anymore. So it's usually because I want to. It's never because I benefit from the situation. That's called being calculated and manipulative. And some people are like that. And I feel sorry for those people who are like that. I do things because I want to. So then when anything happens, then hey, it was no sweat off my shoulder. When my neighbor told me, oh, it doesn't cost me anything to just be nice or do this or do that. And I try to keep that I try to keep that in my mind, like it really doesn't cost anything to just be a good person. If you want to be, right? It doesn't cost that much. And I find myself like when I interact with people, I still benefit because I'm just being a nice person. I've had instances where I engage with people and I used to be like having an attitude like, well, duh, use this right here. Like you don't see it, you know, and I really hate repeating myself, but I've learned the patience. Unless I know somebody's just trying to F with me, like two things I hate. I hate repeating myself. It's several things I hate, but I hate repeating myself, and I hate when somebody treat me like I'm stupid, right? Play me like I'm dumb. So if I'm like interacting with you, and I say something, you're like, "What? What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. That never happened, you know." And I know you're playing stupid. Then I'll just be like, "Okay, cool." I've learned to be like, "Okay, cool, I got you," to just walk away, you know. Before I would stay there and argue you down like, no, you said this, and it will get to so heated that I will end up in a brawl. um but I'm telling you, I'm growing so much. All right, i think I think that's just the biggest thing that I wanted to discuss with you guys, is the fact that I was able to keep my money to myself. I was able to keep my good deeds to myself and issue them out to those who deserved it in my life, and not really have to worry about being taken advantage of, because most of the time, I don't want to say we're being taken advantage of, but most of the time you guys are being taken advantage of by people, and some of you guys like it. What's that song? It go, what is that song? Use me. What is it? But you better use me good. I forgot how it go. I might go listen to it just because it's on my mind. Um, but some of you guys like to be used, and if that's what you like, find the person that's compatible with you. That's all I encourage. Find your companion. Some people like to get choked out. Some people like to choke out. That's compatibility. But don't try to force people to do something they don't want to do. I'm all out of frame. Don't try to force people to do things they don't want to do because they don't have to do it. Are you gonna come back? Are you gonna come back into focus? I guess not. I guess my camera's telling me to go. Or is that my eyes? But that's all I wanted to tell you guys. I wanted to retract my statement and talk about Michael a little bit. I won't be watching the movie, like I said. If it comes on HBO or something, whatever it is, one of those streaming platforms, then I'll watch it. But other than that, I won't be watching it. I won't be buying it, supporting it like that. Um, you guys are making money for the same people who disliked Michael. Like Sony, like when y'all hear about the timeline with Michael and Sony, it's like, how could y'all go watch that movie? He didn't like those people. If he didn't like them, he didn't support them. Why would you guys go out and watch it? You know, this is nothing to take away from his nephew or anything, but you guys are making the corporations money, and I've said that before. I won't support it. They're making a part two, but I'm wondering, are they going to touch on his drug addiction? Like, or because was the ending like what was the ending part? Was it Pepsi? Was it the Pepsi thing? And then is Jabbar? Yeah, Jabbar, not Taj. Is Jabbar going to do that? Is he going to sit up there and participate? Because now he's probably under contract. Is he going to sit up there and portray his uncle in this negative light? Especially because people are saying, yeah, you need to talk about the allegations and stuff. Oh man, Ugh, y'all better than me. All right. Well, you guys have an amazing Sunday. I hope you enjoy it. Let's see. Let's look at the poll. No, okay. It's a 50-50 thing. Only two people voted. Come on, y'all. Y'all gonna vote? So it's up and down. It's a possibility. I wish I can vote, but I can't vote. But you guys already know what I think. I definitely think Michael was abusing prescription drugs. Um, I'll give you guys like 30 seconds. The two people that's already in here. And I really appreciate you guys watching my video. Like, you guys don't have to. A few people did come in here, and I had more people than normal. And I really do appreciate you guys staying for the little bit that you do stay for and interacting. Thank you, Vanessa. I really appreciate you commenting. But go ahead, vote on the poll. Let me know what you guys think. I'll give you about 30 seconds. Okay. If we're just going to leave it at 50-50, then that's okay too. Go ahead and vote on the poll. What is your opinion? And those after the video ends, please tell me what is your thoughts on Sony doing a movie on Michael and how their relationship was dismantled or tarnished. Excuse me, let me use a different word. Tarnished. Um, excuse me. The timeline of Michael getting his royalties or what do they call those rights? I forgot what they call those rights. Album rights or something. I forgot. I'll probably think about it later. But how he was about to get his rights back, and he was supposed to get them 10 years before, and all this thing. Like, have you guys heard about that? What do you guys think? Um, please vote. Vote on the poll. Look in the comments. Vote. Thanks, guys, for watching. We're still at 2, 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, nobody wanted to vote. Well, I do appreciate those who did vote. I appreciate those who watched my videos. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and interact. You know, let's have a discussion on some of the things. Did you guys watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills from the beginning to the end? What is your point of view? The timeline of everything, how everything um, fell apart, came back together. You know, Lisa and her position, how Lisa and Kyle's relationship fell apart and everything. Are you team Lisa? Are you team Kyle? Let me know your opinion, okay? Thanks, guys, for watching. Have a beautiful Saturday. I'm sorry, Sunday. They're about to start popping again, so I'm going to let you guys go. Enjoy. I hope you had a safe and blissful 4th of July. Again, there's really nothing for us to celebrate because we won nothing this year or any years, the 250 years as civilians of this country. But if you don't agree with that, please educate me. I'm willing to learn, you know. But thanks, guys. Have a great Sunday. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.